this is Sean with Rainwater Management Solutions. Just want to talk to you today about the RMS cooling jacket. So the cooling jacket is a description basically for us surrounding a submersible pump and a PVC housing. So what you see here is the complete build. The only thing it's missing is the floating intake, so the floating filters that we have. We typically send our units out like this. We'll strap the floating filters down with it. You thread in the floating filters into these female threaded points here. The cooling jacket, how this works is you have a submersible pump. It's got a motor at the bottom and an impeller at the top. The intake is in the middle here. So if we were to set that pump down into a body of water, the intake would be elevated, it'd be up here. And we're not maximizing our volume, our storage volume, and getting that water out. We're also not putting any type of screen on that intake there so it can become clogged. So in order to maximize that, what we do is we encase this in a housing and manufacture it and make sure that the water only comes through these points at the bottom. That maximizes your volume in the storage tank. We also increase the electrical leads on these because the leads with these pumps that we get are well pumps. They usually only come with a 5-foot long lead. This lead right here is about 25 feet. So we can make them per build. Whenever we make them, they can be 45 feet, 50 feet. It's just gonna add cost when you make those. So that's built into the top, goes into the housing, up, and the motor is up and down here. So it'll actually go in, you can see the electrical lines going down. Up top here, this is the discharge of the pump, right here. So what we do is we have a transition piece between here and exiting the cooling jacket. We also put a check valve right here. So typically we'll put these on unless the customer tells us not to, but the check valve is mandatory for these if you're gonna be on a pressurized system, because otherwise these don't have built-in check valves. If you start ejecting water out this side and trying to build pressure, it's gonna come back into the pump and come back and fill the reservoir that you're pulling from or the storage vessel. These pumps have to be set at an angle to keep them cool. That's why we call it the cooling jacket, because they can't be horizontal, completely horizontal, and you gotta make sure that this pump is kept cool. The water should be passing over the motor through here, coming into the intake, and then going out here. So we made this little cradle out of PVC. A lot of the contractors use this, or you can use something on site, but typically you use this. You shouldn't have to strap this pump down. This pump can just rest on the bottom of the storage tank. It's heavy enough, it's gonna be full of water, it's gonna stay down. If you feel like you need to strap this down, remember the serviceability side of this. You gotta be able to take this thing out and pull it up out of the storage tank. So you're gonna have to drain the tank if you do that. What a lot of our customers do is they might put a strap on the cradle to make sure it stays there across the pump here. And when we strap it in shipping, you can use the exact same strap. So that's why we ship it like that. So the cradle is a really nice feature you can use something else, but you always want this pump at an angle like this. You never want it completely horizontal like this because it will get hot. These can be all different sizes. So this is a fairly small one. This is a 1 1/4 horsepower one, just to give you an idea. But we've made some all the way up to 15 or 20 horsepower that stretch 15 feet roughly, and they'll go down in storage tanks and they'll rest all the way along the bottom. So yeah, it's a really neat feature we started building. We've been doing these for about 20 years, so give us a call if you have any questions. Thanks.